Paths of Glory was released in 1957 and was directed by Stanley Kubrick. The movie is based on a true story about French soldiers in World War I who are tasked with overtaking a German-held region nicknamed the Anthill. It's made obvious through dialogue that the French soldiers are completely outmatched and they have no chance of even getting close to this anthill, but the general decides to call the order anyway because he is offered a higher rank if they're able to take it. Kirk Douglas plays Colonel Dax, who's one of the few men in a higher rank who retains any sense of morality, and he tries his best to argue against the general's stupid order, but to no avail. The soldiers are sent to capture the anthill in a fantastically filmed battle sequence, and compared to today's standards, it's nothing special. But for 1957, dang. The camera work is perfect, as always, for Kubrick movies, and you could see just how hopeless the situation was for these soldiers as they're being bombed left and right through these dugouts. After carelessly suffering many unnecessary losses, the soldiers retreat. The general is not happy about this. He even gives an order to bomb his own troops for retreating. Thankfully, the order is not fulfilled. This isn't your typical war movie where the villain of the film is the opposing country. Instead, the villain is the general and their own command. He's lost sight of any sense of morality and only cares about power. The second half of the film doesn't really feature any battle sequences, but instead focuses on a courtroom battle, which is even more intense. So after the loss of this battle, the general orders for 100 of his own troops to be executed for cowardice. Thankfully, Colonel Dax argues this ridiculous order, but the general only goes down to 3 troops being executed. The 3 soldiers are picked for various reasons. One drew the shortest straw in a group, another, his commanding officer didn't like him, so he picked him, and another was considered a social outcast, so he was picked to be executed. The 3 men obviously had no legit reasons for being picked, and their only source of hope of living was Colonel Dax acting as their defense. So during the courtroom scene, I was sure that other men would see the absurdity of their accusations for cowardice, because Colonel Dax presents their cases very well, but the men are still ordered to be executed for cowardice, for not retreating from a suicide mission. The rest of the film is just a build-up to their execution, and I was left wondering the entire time if they would get out of it, because it is such an injustice, but they did not. Well, it is a depressing film that might make you lose a little bit of faith in humanity. Kirk Douglas plays such a hero that you root more and more for. As the movie progresses, he is more bold with his commanding officers about the absurdity of their orders, and he might restore your faith in humanity just a little. The whole film was incredibly well paced, squeezing in so much tension and big ideas into just under a 90-minute running time. I always say the best movies offer some sort of deeper meaning or message that the viewer will carry with them after watching the film. And to do this, a film has to be memorable. And Stanley Kubrick completely accomplishes this feat with Paths of Glory. He created a beautifully filmed, superbly acted, black and white film that had excellent production design for the limited budget they had, while delivering several messages about the dangers of how those in power can become easily corrupted and the senseless havoc these individuals can provide through war. I'm gonna have to give Paths of Glory a 10 out of 10. Totally delivered on everything a film should. Kubrick is a genius. Please go check out Paths of Glory. Thanks for watching my review, guys, and let me know what you thought of Paths of Glory in the comments below. Please make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you for my next review.